Hi, my name's Karina and I'm from AWC. I've been working with the youth for about 3 years. It feels like a long time, but I've been working with them for a while. We started in the juniors ministry, and then we moved up to working with the youth. Working with the youth in general, I work currently at DHS, so I work with youth. Before that, I worked as an office manager, which was with younger kiddos. But throughout my life, I've realized that everything has led me back to working with younger kiddos or youth. So the hardest thing about working with youth, there's a lot of hard things, but the biggest thing is them not seeing their value or them not seeing their potential. Sometimes they see themselves as useless or not being able to do anything or not being good enough to do something. But when you see the potential, and it's very frustrating to see that potential and for them not to acknowledge it, sometimes you just want to give them an apostolic slapping and just be like, hey, wake up, you can do this. But sometimes you just have to take a step back and have them realize. So that's one of the most difficulties of working with youth. So the most rewarding part of working with youth is seeing them enjoy themselves, seeing them break down in God's presence, like seeing them be a part of their ministry or get a hold of their ministry and start using their ministry. That's the most rewarding thing with working with youth. So what are some things you need to know before you become a youth pastor or a youth leader? That's a very difficult question. I don't feel like I truly know everything I need to know, but you need to have a lot of patience and be able to deal with different personalities. Everyone is unique and everyone has different needs and everyone has different things that they like to do. So learning your youth and learning what they need is very important. When I was younger, I never imagined myself being at the position that I am today. Being a youth growing up in church, sometimes you live a double life and you don't fully commit to being in church. So I never truly saw myself outside of just going to church on Sundays. It wasn't until I had an encounter with God and got to know Him better when I started to see the need, especially in the youth. I got married when I was 20. So when you get married young, you don't fully feel like you're not youth, but then you don't fully feel like you are part of the Torres either. So you're kind of stuck in the middle between not being really youth and not being really Torres. And I gravitated myself towards the youth. We started working with the juniors, and I felt comfortable. And then I started working with the youth, and then I felt even more comfortable. But I didn't ever see myself being here where I am today. Seeing my life when I was younger, I didn't see myself being in church. I didn't see myself participating in anything. I didn't see myself happy. But seeing my life now, I'm at a church that I love to go to. I'm married to a wonderful person that helps me. Seeing myself then and seeing myself now, God is a great God. He does miracles and He does wonders. If you were to tell me when I was 16 that I would be here right now, I would have never ever imagined it. I was in a real dark place, and I didn't know God, and I didn't want to know of God, even though I was in the church. So I think that's where my love for the youth stems, because sometimes we focus on the youth that are in the world and we get lost in not thinking about the youth that are in the church. And sometimes growing in the church is more pressure than being out in the world. So that's why I love working with my youth. It's like so emotional. I wasn't expecting it to be emotional. I think about them daily, even youth that are not at our church anymore. And I try to still maintain contact with them. Because you become, I don't have any children of my own, but I consider these youth my children. This is like so emotional. And we will fight for our kids, and we'll pray for our kids, and we will do anything we can for you all. And so for youth that are leaving the church, or for youth that think that there is nothing in the church for them, I encourage you to just take a moment and let go of everything and just let God in your life. Take a moment and just ask God for what you need. Take a moment and just truly cry out to Him.